Straight up, this is going in denial. These are space knots and afro curl. Immediately, the Nile River is calling. Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel, and if this is your first time here, hello, welcome. This is Essential Patience and I Am Patient, and in today's video we are ranking hairstyles, and these are natural hairstyles that I'm going to tell you my opinion if they are protective styles or not protective styles. So I just got a group of them, 25. I'm going to rank them. But before we get into the video, remember to like this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and let's get straight into these rankings. This is just gonna be a fun video. That's what I'm going for. So let me know again how you feel about it, and if I should do a part 2 as well. Let's get straight in. These natural hairstyles, are they protective or are they not? So here are the ranking system. The first one is happy growing and retaining. So these are hairstyles that I feel like they're really good. They're protective styles. They're definitely going to help your hair retain length, because I mean, I feel like your hair is always growing, so it's about the retaining of length. So I really think this is like a good protective styling. It supports hair retention, and if you keep doing this and this is your everyday style, you will have a good chance of retaining hair length. The next one is we are all rooting for you, which means that not the best, but we're rooting for you to keep retaining your hair length. And maybe just one or two things is wrong with it, which I would explain. The next one is it's okay, which means that I don't think it's doing any major damage, but I don't think it's like anything that would support your hair like overall. Like it's not something I can be like, okay, that's definitely protective styling. It's okay. Maybe it could be better. Maybe you can change a few things, more than one or two things that would really make it a full-on protective styles. And maybe it's also like something that I personally would not do as a protective styles. The next one is slay but no, which means it's a really beautiful hairstyle. Slay, but it's not a protective style, or I don't think it's like really helping you to retain length. The next one is just no, which means that no, it's not a protective style. And the last one is the Nile River is calling, and that is based on denial. The Nile is not just a river in Egypt, meaning that you're being delusional if you think this is a protective style. So there are a total of 6 tiers. Let me know where you rank these as well. They're numbers, so it's gonna be like hair number 1, number 2, 25 of them. So let's move on to the first hairstyle, which is Fulani braids with Afro puff buns. So this is a chic hairstyle for natural hair that flatters the true black beauty. It shows off your fro to an advantage. Another plus is your roots stay nice and protected. I would rank this, we're all rooting for you. And this is because I really do believe, like at least for the front of the hair, it is a protective style. It's protecting the front. I don't see too much baby hairs out, so it's definitely protecting it. But I don't think it's protective for the bun, because how long can you keep this style in realistically? How often are you going to have to moisturize the puff, keep it detangled? How are you going to sleep at night? And then when you wake up, it's like, are you going to keep combing it out every single day for the puff bun to stay fluffy and nice and not like squished up in different ways? So because of that, I am going to rank this. I think I said we are all rooting for you. Roots are protected, but the back is not. I don't know. I was thinking, it's like, should it go in it's okay? Maybe I would like adjust, as it goes on. That's where I am for now. Style number 2 are goddess cornrows, an elegant and super chic natural hairstyle for classy black women. This hairstyle is easy, protective, and looks good for all occasions. It's very beautiful, and I'm going to say that this hairstyle is happy growing and retaining. I really find this to be a protective hairstyle. It can last you for several weeks. You don't have to do too much to protect it. She didn't leave out way too much baby hairs. I definitely think this hairstyle is a protective hairstyle, and the braids are like not too tight. They don't look like they have braided her scalp. So I definitely think it belongs in happy growing and retaining. Moving on to the next hairstyle, our cornrow braids with design cornrows to the world for the authentic homegirl look. Cornrows are the best. Decorate with designs and beads to personalize your hairstyle. Cornrows are obviously protective hairstyles, but I'm going to go for we are all rooting for you, because of some of the design and the shape. I wonder how manipulative it is to the hair when you're doing all these designs. It also seems like the back of your hair will, I don't know if it maybe probably comes down when she just put it up. It just seems awkward if you're going to sleep with that in the back of your hair, especially if it doesn't come down, because I do know some do, but not all of them. Also, the side of the hair with the braid, I don't know, I just feel like if you flick it one more time, it's just gonna hurt and it's gonna affect the side of your hair. For now, I definitely think it belongs in We Are All Rooting For You, because I really think we're rooting for you with that hairstyle. But is it like the most optimal protective hairstyle? I don't think so. Let's move on to hairstyle number 4. So these are band braids with curls. You gotta love this hairstyle with natural hair. The creative braids in the front highlights your face while pushing your fro curls out of the face. The flow of the curly locks in the back is awesome. I'm seeing that this is her hair out, and because of that, I'm just gonna put this hairstyle in The Nile River Is Calling, because I just don't think this is a protective style. The front would give off protective style, but your hair is obviously out. Unless her hair stops. I don't see anything like braid in the back. I don't think so. I think extra hair was added in your head. So the front part, yeah, but the roots, I mean, they're least likely to get damaged versus the ends of your hair. So it looks like she added hair, and because of that, she's going to have to detangle the hair every day, find ways to keep that curl pattern, always finding ways to add gel to fix it up. It's like an everyday manipulation one. So I just don't think, because of the everyday effort that goes into it, we can even obviously put it at anything beyond just no. And I feel like The Nile River Is Calling if you think this is a protective style. And because of that, I'm actually gonna move the other one, I think it was hairstyle number 2, to like slay but no. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's a slay hairstyle, but it's a no. I'm just rearranging as I go. This one is definitely The Nile River Calling if you think this is a protective hairstyle. Okay, so this number 5 is an edgy braid and drop natural hairstyle. I am going to say that this one is just no. And the reason why it's a just no for me is because of the hair also looking like it's in natural state. Can you imagine detangling that every single day? How are you going to protect your hair at night? And how are you going to keep it in that? Like, it takes day-to-day manipulation. And the difference between this one and the one I put in The Nile Is Calling is because I don't think you have to use products every single day for this hairstyle. It's in natural form. So you're still keeping it real with your hair texture, but I just don't think it should be considered a protective hairstyle. Because remember, with protective hairstyling, the biggest thing you need to protect are your ends, which are the oldest parts of your hair. So if it's not protecting your ends, that's when the debate really comes in. That's why this one can't be any higher than just no. It's cute, but just not protective. Let's move on to number 6, which are polished tribal braids. With this hairstyle, I'm looking at the edges to see the edges, the tightness of the braid, and honestly, I think this is good. So I'm just gonna put this one in happy, growing, and retaining. They don't look too heavy. They don't look like they're pulling too much on the roots. They're fully protecting the ends of the hair. So I believe this is truly a full-on protective hairstyle. Really pretty cornrows in there. So definitely I find this to be a protective hairstyle. Moving on to the next one is this hairstyle, which is short layered twist. This is a little harder for me. Let me take a deeper look at the edges and the beginning parts of the braid. So after further assessment, literally like looking in there to see are her roots being pulled confidently, I don't think these are damaging to her scalp. The fact that I have to question if it's pulling her roots, we are all rooting for you, only because I really think this could have been in happy, growing, and retaining, but I'm literally questioning how much it's pulling on the roots. And I know if it's like a flat twist, it's probably not doing too much. Maybe I'm just looking too deeply and it looks kind of painful to me, but it's a pretty hairstyle and like a little bit of complicated, like how is she gonna feel when she's sleeping at night? And just because I'm questioning it a little bit more, I'm just putting we are all rooting for you. So I really do think we're rooting for you to retain length in this hairstyle. Moving on to the next one. These are neat micro cornrows and braided ponytail. Braided ponytail, does it mean the ponytail like stays in a ponytail? I don't know. I'm going to put this one in it's okay, because while I think it could be a protective style, I am really questioning how small these braids are braided. I am also questioning if the ponytail stays up and how heavy it is on your hair. Braids look really small. These cornrows look like they braided her edges, which, I mean, here's to be fair, I don't like leaving edges out, okay? So I'd rather my edges be braided than to have to slick it back with gel every day. Maybe it's the neatness that's like confusing me with it being tight. How easily would it be for her to take it out without damaging any of her hair follicles? Because with the braids that I first rated as happy growing and retaining, with those, when you're taking it out, they're not so tiny that you would have to go in and one by one just pull it off. So just because of that, I'm really okay with putting this in it's okay. Like, it could help, but a few modification with maybe if the ponytail can go down, because the back is braided as well. So would that hurt? If the cornrows were bigger, maybe I would put that in They're All Rooting For You or Happy Growing and Retaining, but right now I'm okay with putting it. It's okay. Next one is this hairstyle, which is extra tall top knot updo. I hope this comes down. It's able to come down at night, because I don't know how you're gonna be sleeping. And again, with the super small cornrows, I'm gonna put this in slay, but no. Because another thing I'm working on is how can you repeat this style over and over again and continue to retain length? Is this a style for every day? Is this a protective style you should be doing, every few months? I don't think so. So because of that, I'm just gonna put it in slay, but no, because I don't know, first of all, if it comes down. I think it does, unless it's for a photo shoot. I don't know how this is gonna be sustainable. But then also just the way it's been braided, it'll be hard for you to do it yourself, but then even more, taking down the hair by yourself is going to be challenging. It's not gonna just be an easy thing. Box braids, for example, is time consuming, but you can do it by yourself. With this one, it's just so many twists and turns. It's slay. There's nothing wrong with doing it, but I don't think it's a protective style that you can do repeatedly. So with that, let's move on to the next one. This is a black yarn hairstyle. She's using yarn to band her hair and keep it protected. I was first thinking maybe it's gonna go it's okay, or maybe slay but no, but the reason why I am putting this one in just no is because of one reason. How are you going to moisturize your hair if it's covered in yarn? And what effects does yarn have on your hair? Does it suck out the moisture? I don't know. How long can you keep this hairstyle in without actually moisturizing your hair? I don't think this is a hairstyle you can keep in for like 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 2 months, because your hair is going to be dry and brittle. And I feel like the yarn is going to suck out the moisture from your hair as time goes on. The reason why it's not going in denial is because the roots are not tightly braided. So I really can see that, okay, the roots are doing okay. The hair is not being pulled. But how are you going to moisturize it? How sustainable is this? I think this is a cute hairstyle for maybe a week. But anything beyond that, you're neglecting your hair. Maybe you can stretch up to 2 weeks, but I would not do it for that long, because I just don't know how you're gonna moisturize your hair when it's covered in yarn. Let me know in the comment section if there's a way of doing it without taking the whole hair apart and then doing it again. So just because of that, it goes in just no. I was putting denial. I'm like really tempted to put it in denial. I'm putting denial reverse calling, only because I feel like if you think you're gonna do this for an extended period of time and not moisturize your hair and neglect your hair and somehow it's protective styling, you're in denial. Just because I don't think protective styling, we're talking about 1 week, that's where it's going. Moving on to the next style, this is a braided updo with bangs. I actually love this. This is an easy one for me. I'm definitely gonna put it in happy growing and retaining. And the reason why I'm gonna do this is because the braids are big enough that I don't think it's having an adverse damage to the hair. Oh, wait a minute. Let me check out the back. Okay, the back also seems okay. The beads, they're probably not too heavy or weighing down too much. They're not too many of them per hair strand. It's a nice hairstyle. It's very pretty, and the hair is protected. The ends of the hair are also protected. And this is a hairstyle you can keep in for several weeks as well. So just because of that, I'm gonna feel good about putting it in happy growing and retaining, because I definitely think that it's a protective hairstyle that you can keep for several weeks. With that, let's move on to this next one, which are band to knot hairstyle. Okay, so the ends are protected. I don't think they're too tight, but how long can you keep them in? And when you go to bed, how comfortable are they? Because if you're sleeping and you're not getting a comfortable night's sleep, that's obviously affecting your health. Are you taking them off at night? Like, I don't see myself wearing this hairstyle for like a good month. Be comfortable without at least having to redo it. For practicality purposes, it's okay. Only because I just don't see anybody doing this for more than a week. Maybe 2 weeks at most. But I don't see anybody wearing this hairstyle for like a month or two. It's really pretty. I just think like it's a temporary hairstyle, not a protective long-term hairstyle. By long-term, meaning like more than 2-3 weeks, because that's when I start to think it's a really good protective hairstyle. But the ends are protected. Again, it's just about how practical is it and how long are we realistically leaving them in there for. Let's move on to the next one, which is natural hairstyle 13. Straight up, this is going in denial. These are space knots and afro curl melody. Immediately, the Nile River is calling. And this is for several reasons. Again, the day-to-day manipulation. I don't think the ends are being protected in this hairstyle. You would have to do something to it every single day, whether it is making sure your hair is like all mixed up with, I don't know if it's like added hair. It may or may not be added hair. It could be all her hair. I really don't think this hairstyle is protecting your ends. And remember, one of the measures is the ends, as well as it lacking in longevity. I don't see somebody wearing this hairstyle for a month. I really don't. I mean, you could do it every time, but it's not gonna originally last a month. So because of that, the Nile River is calling. Let's move on to the next hairstyle. This is a braided updo with beads. This is hard because this is similar to one of the hairstyles we talked about, and I put that hairstyle in happy growing and retaining. The reason why I am not automatically putting this in happy growing and retaining is because of the updo. I'm thinking about how you're protecting your hair at night. How is that causing any tension in your hair? Like, with it being up there, I'm guessing she's not taking it down every day. Like, is it causing heat, tension, just like the multi-dimensional angles of the braid? It just seems like a lot is going on, but the ends are still protected. And this is a hairstyle that somebody can keep in for, a few weeks. I just think the tension that goes into installing this hairstyle is a bit much. And because of that, I'm gonna put this in it's okay. Because it's okay, but I personally wouldn't do it. No. Let's move on. Next hairstyle are funky braided mohawk. Let's take a deeper look into the roots of the hair, how tightly it's being braided. Okay, a little small for my taste, and I'm guessing the mohawk you have to move over, but then again, it's a style. I'm going to put this in we are all rooting for you, because we really are, and I think it has protective elements. It can last longer, but twist or plaits, that's what I'm looking at, as well as the manipulation of putting that hairstyle in place. I definitely think I'm okay with putting it in We're All Rooting For You, because I do think it has some protective hair elements. It's just not something I would go for, and I'm just a little worried about the maintenance of it all. So let's move on to the next hairstyle. So these are center parted heart braids. They definitely do have protective elements. The ends are protected. I can see this lasted for a while. Now, the only concern I have is the meeting in the middle and how that works when you're taking it down. What kind of tension does it cause, and what kind of damage will it cause when you're taking it down? Because it's not like a straightforward removing it, and I think there's some dangers if you're not being gentle when removing it, as well as making sure that you get all up in there when you're maintaining the hair in terms of washes and remoisturizing. And because of that, I am going to put this in We're Rooting For You. I really think it belongs in We Are Rooting For You, because I really think it's a pretty hairstyle. Not something I would typically go for, but because of the low complexity, I'm worried about the takedown process. And if all your progress is going to be cut shorter because of how complex it is to take down. But it's still really pretty, and it still has protective elements to it. And so let's move on to the next hairstyle, number 17, trendy full locks. Never had full locks before, or locks in general. I guess my only thing with this is, how is the hair being moisturized? And I've heard some people talk about how the takedown process can be damaging, and some of them have cut their hair. It makes me worried about it, because I don't think I see her actual hair out. I see her hair being wrapped around with the locking hair. And because of that, I'm actually gonna put this in Slay But No. Or you know what, actually it's okay. But then how are you moisturizing it? Like, this is so conflicting, because I'm just wondering, if you leave it in there for a while, are you making sure your hair is getting the moisture? Like, of course you can wash it. How much moisturizer, how much conditioner you have to like put into your hair, leave-in conditioner, to make sure the hair stays moisturized? You know what? I'm not convinced. So I'm gonna put it in slay but no. Unless you've gotten it, let me know in the comment section how you're able to moisturize your hair with a full locks that has added hair and not your own hair, and how protective is it? Because again, I think you can wash it. You put in deep conditioner, leave-in conditioner. My worry is that when you put in leave-in conditioner, is it actually getting into the hair, and is the added hair sucking out the moisture from your actual hair? So let's move on to the next one. This is a big natural hair bun hairstyle. I really don't think it's healthy to keep your hair in such a slick back bun for a long time with the gel. I don't think that's something you can keep and feel good about for more than a week. 2, it's a stretch. So already the longevity of the hair is being questioned. It's obvious that she added hair, but I don't know if the hair is like caked in gel probably. So with this one, obviously the Now River is calling. The Now River is definitely calling for this hairstyle. I went to put in Just Know, but then I realized, at least with the one hairstyle Just Know, you can moisturize your hair every day. With the gel, like your hair is literally stuck in a slick back bun in gel that I feel like kind of suffocates the hair a little bit for however long, and then you can't do this for a long period of time. After a while, it just gets old. So it's the Now River calling for me. Moving on to the next hairstyle, we have natural hair rope twist. You know what? I'm definitely gonna put this in happy growing and retaining because I really think this is a protective hairstyle. The ends are protected. I think my only concern is hoping they're not heavy and putting tension on the hair. But since they are twists are often not heavy. They just have a lot of volume but not a lot of weight to them. If it was super heavy, I would have downgraded, but I don't think so. Keeping it in happy growing and retaining because I find it to be a protective hairstyle. You can wear this hairstyle for several weeks. Because it's twist, I would definitely say it takes an effort, but you can wash your hair and moisturize it. It will be easy to protect it going into the nighttime. Let's move on to number 20. Number 20 are glossy faux locks. Back with the faux locks again. Like I said, I'm not knowledgeable about how the hair will be moisturized in this process, but looking closely at these, so like with faux locks, I see them just fully enclosing the natural hair, and that's my only concern. But these can last long. Like, I feel like the difference between this one and the other one is that the other one, it was a little bit more complicated with the hairstyle as well. So I'm just gonna put this in, it's okay. I know it's a little biased compared to the other one, but I feel like the other one, it seems to be more thicker with the added hair and the locking process. So I'm definitely okay with putting this, because at least with this one, I can see that you can get to the roots, the ends are protected, not curled up too much. It can be an okay protective hairstyle. The removal process, I don't think it's an easy one. So that's why it's okay. I think it can work if you put in the work. Let's move on to hairstyle 21. These are snaky blonde cornrows. Okay, so it obviously has protective elements. Ends are protected. The braids are not too big. It's a little bit complicated, so I don't think it's going to be ruining. I think the only thing I see is how you're going to keep the hair part moisturized when it seems to be so much of added hair in it. It's possible, I'm not saying it's not, but I don't think it's optimal or it's the best ever. I'm gonna put this one in We Are All Rooting For You, because we are. I am rooting for this hairstyle. I just think that with so much added hair, you're not optimizing your ability to moisturize your hair, and that's why I'm putting it in We Are All Rooting For You, because I am. Next one are knotless braids in a high ponytail. I'm actually gonna put this one in happy growing and retaining. And I know you probably say, okay, the box braids and knotless braids have added hair. What's the difference? Well, the difference I see is that oftentimes with those, when you're taking them down, you can put down one at a time, so you don't damage it as much. But then also, with the size of it, you can still get to your hair. You can still wash it easily. You can still moisturize it. You may have to moisturize it often. The added hair is not too suffocating to your own hair. At least that's what I think about it. I've never had knotless braids, so I think my opinion will be better shaped when I get them, and if I get them in the future. Yeah, I don't think they're too tight, and I do think that the hair is protected. Obviously, they can come come down, that's what it looks like. It's just put in a ponytail shape right now, but it's not somewhere that it stays. And that's what I downgraded some of the other braids for. If it like stays there, then it's obviously causing a little bit of more tension. 23, which are these braided pineapple updo. I feel like the braids are smaller. It definitely can work. It's a lot of added hair versus the other ones I've been braiding. I just wonder how long they would keep them in because their hair looks to be bleached. So as the hair grows out, are they going to leave the roots the same, or are they going to take it out to bleach it again? I'm gonna put this one in We Are All Rooting For You. I think it could go higher if they were bigger braids. As the roots grow out, I wonder if she's gonna keep them in because they're gonna be different color from the braids. They're gonna be different color from her hair that's already been bleached. And just because of that, I'm just gonna put that in We Are All Rooting For You. Because I definitely think if she kept it in, she didn't care about the roots, it's definitely going to be a protective hairstyle, especially if it takes them down gently. But oftentimes, from what I know about people with bleached roots, they often want to make sure it matches. So moving on to the next one are these kinky jumbo twists. Now I'm gonna make the assumption that this is not fully her own hair. There's added hair. You know what? I'm not gonna make any assumption, just going by this. So they're obviously protecting her hair. They're obviously not too tight on the roots. My only concern is that if this is not all her natural hair, that's a lot of added hair. I'm inclined to believe they're all her natural hair, but it just seems to be a lot. If it's a lot like that, I'm just worried about the moisturizing process and keeping her hair that way for how long. Assuming that there's a lot of added hair, I'm gonna put it in It's Okay. I'm kind of thinking about moving it to We Are All Rooting For You. How long is she gonna keep them in there as well? You know what? I'm gonna put it in We Are All Rooting For You. It's her own natural hair. Even if it's not in this added hair, it's still protecting. It's not tight on the roots. And as long as she does her due diligence, because they are twists, she can get her hair moisturized. Let's move on to the last hairstyle, which is voluminous braided ponytail. Because the last time I put the bun in, the narrow is calling. And it's similar, but the ends of this one is in a braided ponytail. Only because her hair doesn't seem to be caked in gel, I'm gonna put this one in Just Know, because I feel like Just Know needs a little company. Just looking at the hairstyle, I really think that this could last for a good week, but after that, it's Just Know. Like the ends are protected. Unlike the other one, I feel like it was out or something was going on with them. But this one, I just think it's a Just Know. And then with the ponytail, making sure that it's like protected, it's like not causing any tension. Because remember, ponytails are one of the most damaging hairstyles. And because of that, I'm just wondering if I should put the Noelle is calling, because if it's the most damaging hairstyle and you're keeping it in there for a while, it's a Just Know. But I'm hoping that because there's not so much gel, she can take it off after a while. I think I'm just gonna leave it in Just Know. Going over the list and I'm re-examining. I think I'm going to move hairstyle number 1 to Just Know. Only because I'm applying the same method of thinking to that of hairstyle number 5 where the hair was left out. I'm going to put in Just Know because the ends are out. I really think I'm okay with this. You can see that for me, the happy, growing, and retaining are those that they seem to be low effort. They will last for a good month without you doing anything extra. You can wash them, moisturize your hair, and you're not going through so many steps to take it down. For We Are All Rooting For You, I'm often questioning moisturizing technique, especially if it has added hair, and just how tightly things are being braided or twisted to make sure that the roots are okay. The next one for It's Okay for now, but I don't see it lasting for longer than a couple of weeks. And because of the lacking in longevity, making it a little bit harder to moisturize, It's Okay. For Slay But No, I'm looking at ones that I don't think they have longevity at all, or it's really hard to moisturize the hair and the tension possibly on the hair. The next one for Just Know, hair being left out. If I see like requires daily manipulation on a small scale, I just don't think so. Or maybe it's a hairstyle that's lasting only for a week. And the last one, the Now River is Calling, is that if you have to do something to it every single day, or I feel like the hair is suffocating your natural hair, the Now River Calling, if you think that's a protective hairstyle. So with that, I am done with the ranking of 25 hairstyles. Let me know in the comment section your opinions on them. Hairstyles were labeled, so definitely feel free to call out each number and we can have a discussion on it. Also, let me know if you want me to do more of these ranking protective hairstyle videos. Remember to like this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and ring the notification bell because I post 2 videos a week on Tuesdays and on Fridays. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.